Hello and welcome back to Wargaming with me, Gary. What am I looking at today? I've got a few things. Again, there's a few things I want to go through. It's probably because as and I think we've probably all gone through this and going through this, as a project starts to develop, you need more things for the project. You know, for example, games rules, terrain, as we did in the last video. It just grows, doesn't it? The army you're working on needs another army to fight, blah, 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 blah. So there's a few things I just want to quickly go through, but the thing I want to have a look at first is some of the figures that I've recently finished painting. So I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see them, and then I can tell you about them. And I'll just see if this will come down a little bit. Okay, now I'm not going to do the zoom at the moment. I think that worked quite well in one of my other videos, but I just wanna, because I can't do the zoom when it's got me in it as well, and I think for what I'm doing at the moment, like the purpose for what I'm doing at the moment, I need to be able to talk. I suppose I could have. Yeah, maybe it's just because I'm not confident on the filming with the zoom in. But anyway. This is what I finished recently, and you've seen these in a more unpainted form. But I've got 2 chiefs which are finished, 2 drummers, 4 crossbowmen. So if I just turn that round, so you can have a good look. And these are all from Renegade miniatures, which I think have turned out very well indeed. I'm very pleased with them. And out. But then I say I'm very pleased with them. I mean, I stick with what I've said in the past before. My painting style is functional. I want them to look nice when they're on the tabletop, but I just want to get them out on the tabletop. So there's my orcs that I've finished so far. I'll just move those out of the way. I'll leave the green box there. So I've done them, and then I've also been working on some Warlord Egyptians. I might have to bring them now. The scale is significantly different, as you can see. If I put this guy there, he's significantly bigger, in not only taller but thicker than the Warlord figures. But you know, if in a block, is that really going to matter? You know, at some point, if they end up fighting larger figures than themselves, probably not. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like figures are representing the troops, aren't they? So, yeah. So that's where I'm with these Egyptians. I've gone with the white and blue headdress. Now, and I've got. A musician, it looks like 2 standard bearers of some sort, and a commander of some sort as well. I don't know much about Egyptians at the moment. I'll start reading more about them. But yeah, so then there's my musician. It looks like he's got some kind of cudgel in his hand. The chief or the commander of some sort, some kind of officer. 1, 2 standard bearers of some sort. Yeah, if I remember the little bit I do know, or the little bit I think I seem to remember, is the guy with the feathers. They sometimes use the feathers to signal orders around the field. If anyone knows more about that, you could correct me on that. But I think I seem to remember reading something about that. So they're the figures they're painted. They just need varnishing. Same with the orcs. There's some other bits and pieces I want to quickly show you. So I'm just going to pause this. Now I've taken them out, and I'm looking at the next thing I was going to do, and I think I'm going to do a different video for this, because it's about picking an army, and still using the Kings of War. It says picking a force, and it goes through army selection, how to pick a how how to help you select the armies that you want to work with. It's got troop types, regiments. And right, when I say troops, right, it's got troops that they are the size of one of the bases that they use. So it starts with troop, regiment, horde, and then legion. Obviously, troop smallest, legion largest, which I will go more into in my next video. Then it talks about irregular units, heroes, living legends, allies and alignments. There's quite a bit there, and that's all from, now they're the same. Let me just check. Yes, so that they are the same in both books. So that's the fantasy book, and that, although the pictures and diagrams are slightly different, the wording is the same, I believe. Let me just check. So that's the history book. Sorry, I've got all my notes in there because things that I'm working on. But as you can see, let me just have a look at this. How to use the list. Oh. Now, that will teach me, won't it? Not to read, not to be better prepared. There is in the history one, there's a how to use the list section, which I will definitely read more about. But the same again, it's got army selection, it's got horde, like about the different size. They both have heroes, monsters, living legends. So there's quite a selection in there about how to pick a force. The thing that I wanted to concentrate on picking a force is, and they're very clear, and I'm going to read the first paragraph. You can play Kings of War with just a few units per side without worrying about the two sides being equally matched. This is great for learning the game, but after you've become familiar with the rules and have amassed a large collection of models, you might want to try a game where the forces facing one another across the battlefield are balanced, so that both players have an equal chance of winning the game. So you see how that, and this is, for me, throughout the Kings of War books, it's all about what works for you. Yeah. So for me, I'm going to be, my battles will be generally, I'll be playing both sides for now. I mean, that might change later on if I find a friend. You never know, I might find a friend. But I mean, that might change as time goes on. But initially, I will be doing the battles, like I'll be playing both sides. Now, I've seen other people do that, and I know it can be a bit tricky, but I'll do the best I can. But that's my plan, to do that. In the Kings of War rules, it then talks about how to picking points, size armies which are similar, and I won't be worrying about that. Not too much, because all I really want to do is show you how the rules work. So I think that's where I'm going to be at. So that's picking a force, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate this video from the figures that I've chosen for that force. Okay, so I'll see you all soon. All the best. Take care. Bye.